Here is how we drove over £2 million in sales for a women's apparel brand by spending $199K on advertising. And I'm going to break it down step by step. Oh, and by the way, we're going to go through and break down exactly how to put together some of the best performing ad creatives that led to the success of this collaboration in step 3. So be sure to stick around. I've been working in the digital marketing space for over a decade. I've personally managed over £25 million in advertising spend and have profitably grown multiple DTC e-commerce brands through the power of digital advertising and email marketing. I own an agency where we deliver profitable growth every day for our clients and a community where smaller sized DTC ecom brands come to learn. So if you're anywhere between 0 and 100K in monthly sales, this video is for you. So what was the situation before they came to us? This brand was doing around 20K in sales on a monthly basis before we started working together. Firstly, the freelancer they were working with was very much reactive rather than proactive. And what I mean by that is they would be coasting along, not doing much, and then there would be a drop off in performance. And at this point, they would then panic and change a bunch of campaigns and ads to try and address the issue. That's being reactive. Proactive is where you're prepared for both good performance and bad performance ahead of time. For example, understanding things like when new products are launching, what your ad creatives are going to be for that launch based off of historical data and learnings, or understanding how much it costs to sell specific items so you can be prepared stock-wise and not run out of your products during seasonal peaks. Another issue they faced is not knowing what was driving the positive performance and the negative performance in their ad campaigns. And what I mean by that is not being able to break down the ad creatives, the angles and the messaging and testing them so you know which combinations of these variables within the ads are leading to good and negative performance respectively. Over the duration of our collaboration, we have driven over £2 million in sales and spent just under 200K on meta ads. That's over a 10x MER, which we're very proud of, and we're now positioned to really scale this client. So how did we do it? Let's overview the steps. Firstly, we did a deep dive into historical advertising data. This gave us a very good understanding on what has worked and what has not worked up to this point. We immediately cut what was not working and restructured the campaigns to reuse the best performing ads based off of post IDs. We then put together a campaign calendar based off of seasonal fluctuations across the year and added in upcoming product launches, key restocks and sale events such as gifting seasons, BFCM and Christmas, for example. We also put together a testing roadmap, which started off by split testing multiple products and collections to identify our hero products for the current season we were in. We very quickly identified profitable products and collections, so this is where our creative feedback loop came back into play. We tested out all sorts of creative concepts: product close-ups, product call-outs, model videos, lifestyle images, UGC videos, collection overviews, as well as social proof ads, just to name a few. And we were able to see which creative variables led to the best performance and therefore brief into our clients to further improve the content output of our clients' videos and photo shoots. Once we had a consistently profitable foundation of ads, we put a lot of effort into testing out how to communicate product launches, the fruits of which have been key to us scaling up this particular client. So, step 1. I wanted to dive deeper into how we reviewed the historical advertising data. And firstly, we mapped out the product and collection sales over time. Then we mapped out how much we spent per product or collection over the same time frames. And this gave us a variety of useful information. So we were able to identify products and collections that were worth investing more time into by testing and spending more. And we could see which were the low-hanging fruits, basically products and collections that had sold well with little spend. We could see products and collections that were underperforming and needed to be pulled back on in terms of spend, and then seasonal trends in terms of collections and hero products. So step 2, building out the campaign calendar and testing roadmap came next. This is such a simple step, and so many brands we speak to neglect it. or they spend time creating one and they don't stick to it for whatever reason. But having some form of timeline that shows you what to focus on, that provides some consistency month on month and year on year, is so incredibly useful, especially when it comes to reviewing historical data. We did this by mapping out the expected product launches, restocks, and sale events such as gifting seasons, BFCMs, and Christmas for the next 12 months. And this gave us a starting point in terms of what big campaigns we want to be prepared for. We then layered in a testing roadmap. However, we only really focus on planning, the first 1 to 2 months testing activity ahead of time, since the results of one test may completely change any subsequent tests that we run. And again, this type of proactive approach really helps you build a foundation for growth and leads into very good stock management. So step 3, we then doubled down with our creative loop. This allowed us to test different creative angles and messaging angles to figure out what the best ad creative is for advertising our hero products and collections. And essentially, we start off by testing different creative angles and messages. We measure the results from these tests and we document those learnings and we report them back to our client. And then from these learnings, we either create a new set of ads, taking into account the learnings from the existing content library that we have access to, or we brief our clients on the next type of content that we need them to shoot at their next photo or video shoot. And each time we do this, we aim to implement the learnings we've made to improve performance. And as a bonus, I'm going to break down some of our top performing creative angles and blueprints that have worked for us for this collaboration. The first angle is the new collection carousel. The types of image content that have worked best here are lifestyle model shots full body, lifestyle model shots zoomed in, and key product close-ups or brand vibes. We structure the carousels like this: model shot full body, model shot zoomed in, key product close-up or brand vibe, model shot full body, model shot zoomed in, key product close-up or brand video, model shot full body, model shot zoomed in, and then a couple more model shot full bodies. And I think it's important to note here that this combination sometimes changes depending on the content we have available for the collection. So testing out different combinations and also adding in some other creative angles is always a good thing. In terms of placements, this is an example of how we'll pay attention to safe space and include text overlays for vertical placements. The second angle is the video, products on rail, and product demo. The type of video content we usually include in this angle is video shots of product on rail, founder showing the product with the rail in the background, and closer footage of the founder showing the product. And an example of how we would structure the whole video is like this. We start with the hook, we include a few different clips that we've got from the shoot, and then we finish it off with the brand logo and call to action. So we'll try to aim for about 8 to 13 seconds. We'll use anywhere between 6 to 10 different clips in this video, and we don't overlay anything on top of them until the end. And the third angle that we're talking about is video model in studio. We try to make sure that when our clients have video or photo shoots, they get some video footage featuring models wearing the latest styles. We try to incorporate movement into these clips using a mixture of single model and group shots, and we will then use this content to create multiple versions of ads with different combinations of clips. Here's an example of how we may mix up the clips we have on hand to produce multiple variations of video ads for testing. The fourth angle is image or video GIF with product USP callouts. Sometimes we see static image perform best for this creative angle. You can see the product callout arrows have been overlaid. And other times we see videos styled in a GIF format perform best. It totally depends on what type of photos and products we're showing, and it's something that's definitely worth testing. So at this point, we had consistent and profitable advertising based around our hero product collections. So we started to apply the best performing creative angles to our secondary products to start expanding our ad library in preparation for scaling. Effectively, we go through the creative loop with these other collections, but we have a good starting point because the adverts we use to begin with already have proven concepts behind them. At the same time, we put a lot of effort into continuously testing out creative angles and messaging angles for product launches. Always making sure we tested new ideas with each product launch while leaning on our best performing ad angles to drive the most revenue. So that's how we did it for this apparel brand. If you got value from this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as we'll be dropping tons of tips on D2C e-commerce growth. We've also launched a community for D2C e-commerce brands where we go in depth and share exact strategies we use in our agency to drive growth like this, and this. Click on the link in the description below and check it out. And finally, we have our digital product store that we're loading with pre-designed creative templates that we've been testing over the years that have led to amazing results. So do be sure to check that out too on the Blue Drop website store. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one.